We found a lot of Ruby Dalla's social media postings puzzling, to say the least.
All right, so Mark Carney, selected, not elected. We all know it's true. Well, most of us do. If you have a little bit of common sense, you know Mark Carney is put in place. We don't want him there. Somebody else does. Now, Ruby Dalla, she has been disqualified from the Liberal leadership race. And if we jump onto that joke of a broadcasting company, CBC, jump onto their news and look at the reasons that they have on there. So the alleged donation irregularities. On Thursday, the party confirmed it was withholding 21,000 contributions to her campaign as it investigated whether 12 donors surpassed maximum contribution amounts. Dalla was also accused of failing to disclose the involvement of a non-Canadian citizen in her campaign, which the party alleges would amount to foreign interference if it happened during an election period. So these are the reasons CBC gives that Ruby Dalla was disqualified. We all know that's not the case. Of course it couldn't be the case. She's in the way. She's in the way, or possibly in the way, of Mark Carney and his selection. Mark Carney being put in place. And they're not going to let anyone stand in the way. So she has to go. Let's look at a clip from X, formerly Twitter, but why she was really disqualified.
What do you make of this? I mean, this is the second candidate disqualified in a number of weeks. Chandra Arya, now Ruby Dalla. We're waiting to hear more from her on the specifics of this, but what do you make of this development from the party? Strangely, I feel a bit relieved. Some of my friends, Liberal friends, talking about the leadership, we found a lot of Ruby Dalla's social media postings puzzling, to say the least. She was very anti-WEF, which is, based on a conspiracy theory, and you often hear it more on the conservative or the right side. She was pretty vicious in her attacks on Prime Minister Trudeau, on Mark Carney. And, I'm used to that in any leadership race. There are some people that enter it and their intention is for attention. This felt a bit different. This is something that, we talked about, and whether or not you add fuel to the fire or attention by, retweeting or calling it out. But there was a lot of head scratching going on. I worked on the Hill when Ruby Dalla was an MP, and there were some problematic issues, then a very well-known McLean story at the time. Not much had been heard from her. And when I scroll through her social media, again, there's the things that I just talked about that, did not seem helpful in terms of, where the Liberal Party is right now after 3 terms, trying to seek a 4th term. These are the same questions we would have been talking about had there been a leadership debate. But if you scroll further back, there's not much in 2024, 2023 around politics, around Canada politics. Right. There's nothing wrong with being an influencer. Do I want one as my prime minister? Probably not. So there was a lot of things that just didn't seem to add up here. I'm glad that the process has seemed to be rigorous and vigorous, and that this has happened. My fear was, quite honestly, David, that things would come out after the fact. Things just didn't add up. So I'm glad that the committee has done its job. Okay, I want to get Fred in here. Fred, what do you make of this?
It's disgusting. This isn't Canada. If somebody told me this was Russia or North Korea, I would believe it. The fact that this happens, and there are people stupid enough that can't actually see it. There are people dumb enough to just brush it off and say, oh, you're crazy for thinking this. These people that are going to go out and vote for these Liberals, it's a scary thought that they could be in power for years to come. The damage that has been caused by 9 years of Trudeau, and they think by just switching the face, somebody with more extreme views than Trudeau, they think this is going to be good. They think he's going to fix things. He was advising Trudeau. He's the reason we are in this place. If you vote for these Liberals, you are the problem. You are the reason people are homeless. You are the reason people cannot afford food. You are the reason people do not have money, will not be able to retire. It's you. It's on you for voting for these guys. there you have it. The real reason she was disqualified from the leadership race. She was not loyal enough to Trudeau and Carney, so she had to go. This is disgusting. It's embarrassing. The world is looking at us and laughing. Not just with this, but all the scandals. I'm shocked at what is actually going on. The more you look at it, the worse it gets. We really need a change. We really need somebody else in charge. And it's not Mark Carney. Guy's far worse than Trudeau. Hopefully something changes soon, or, we're going to be the 51st state. Anyways, I think that's enough for today. Hope you enjoyed the clip. Let me know, of course, in the comments if you do, and I know you will if you don't. You always do. Don't let me down with those insults. Anyways, have a great weekend, everyone. See you in the next one.